Assalamualaikum and hi. My name is Muhammad Zamri bin Muhammad Nurami. My code number is M24. The title of my research is Preference of Communication in Leadership among UiTM Seremban FSR students. Background of the study: the organization of event require effectiveness communication across the event team that should be facilitated by managerial leadership by Gajewski 2000. The success of the event is underpinned by the main strategic variables, which is communication, management, and teamwork. Whether the appointed or emergent may affect the behavior of the leader as well as the assessment of the behavior of the leader by the others member of community or group by Reed 1974. Leaders must increase the motivation of employee as having employees in critical for the organization to achieve its goal by Barista Terran 2009. Statement of the problem: appropriate communication style to motivate employees and enable intra-team collaboration. Seniors 1997. The skill include how to communicate effectively, maintain tone of the voice, as well as the body gesture, emotional gesture when communicating. This aim to create an effective communication environment for both parties, as well as to understand the information that be conveyed. The good leader must acknowledge the internal environment of their organization and appreciate the failures of their team by Smith and Peterson 1988. Leaders become the backbone of the organization or the group in making any decision. A leader who apply positive value is carrying out his duty, make his employee happy and to complete all the tasks while a negative atmosphere will exist. If the leader only think of the benefit of the organization rather than looking after the welfare of his employee. Research objective for my study is: the first is to differentiate the preference of communication and leadership between genders, and to differentiate the preference of communication in leadership between student level, that is degree and diploma. For the literature review, okay, the preference of communication in leadership between genders. Understand the level of involvement of an employee in the organization decision and the communication between the manager, the supervisor, and the employees by K. Wintaka 2013. It is thought wise to make the questionnaire a long and elaborate one, so as to cover all the aspects without missing the main aspects. The, the preference of communicating in leadership between student level. Therefore, the relationship between leaders and employees is central for not only engaging in people but also for successful communication by Ra and Wealth 2012. Leader should put more emphasis on intangible assets such as creating relationship, the trust between the team members, and in order to impact their values and perspective. Five domain has been included in this factor, which is personal recognition, intellectual simulation, supportive leadership, inspirational communication, and vision. The research framework for my study is: I choose theory from Leaders Member Exchange LMS theory. Focus on the idea and quality of the relationship between leaders and followers, by Center of Leader Development 2006. In this style, a successful leader is characterized by high LMS that refer to high quality relationship where members feel a part of in group. As a result, they have more responsibility, they should influence, high satisfaction, and access the available resources. Independent variable for my study is based on preference of communication. There is organizational decision, communi- communication, and employees involvement, personal recognition, intellectual simulation, sportive leader, is inspirational communication, and vision. And on the side of the dependent variable is the leadership among UiTM FSR student. Research design that I choose for my study is This study has been conducted by using descriptive design because there is no involvement of experiment of studies. Descriptive design is a type of quantitative research that involves making careful description of educational phenomena. It systematically describes the situation of areas of the interest factually and accurately. It allows the researcher to careful and describe and understand the behavior in differentiate of communication in leadership between genders and student level. This method allows less time in interpreting data and compared to qualitative method. Online questionnaire, that is Google form, has been used by me in this study to get the valid result at the end of the studies. The sampling for my research is the population of this study is the student from Faculty of Sports Science and Education FSR, UiTM Campus Seremban Negeri Sembilan. The total FSR student population that is estimate is 286 people by HEA register April 2020. The explanation on choosing this population is to see the communication students in their leadership and also with how they interpret how they convince their group mates and leaders through communication. Universities are among the place that the students to study and find opportunity to themselves to hone their ability before moving for job areas or beyond. According to Craig's Morgan table by 1970, that suggested sample is 216 respondent. However, to avoid an unwritten rate from the number of suggested sample has been added 20%, and the actual sample that I need to get is 312 respondents. In this study, sampling technique that being used is non-probability technique. There is sufficient specification of measurable scale and data analysis procedure to differentiate preference between the communication in leadership among genders and student level is using an independent t-test. Methodology, this is my instrumentation. There is for I choose a half from work culture questionnaire. That is by Wentaka Vihari K 2013. The factor is organizational decision, communication, employment involvement. There is 8 items, and the Chrombush alpha for this factor is 0.888. Next is the second questionnaire that I will choose is from Perceived Leadership Communication Questionnaire, PLCQ, by Johanna Meller and Ida Stenner, 2015. Sorry. The 5 factor in this question, and each factor have 2 items. For the first is personal recognition. There is Chrombush alpha 0.768, intellectual stimulation 0.598, sportive leadership 0.694, inspirational communication is 0.657, and for the version is 0.7. For the data collection procedure that I use is, for the first, I brief respondent about the purpose of the study. I put my details and also details of my study about the preference of communication in leadership among the FSR student. Second is I distribute questionnaire to the respondent through online platform. And the last is collect the data questionnaire after respondent finish responding. Okay, this survey has been distributed to UiTM Seremban FSR student through personal message and on an online platform such as WhatsApp and Instagram. The main reason that the questionnaire was distributed through online platform is due to pandemic coronavirus disease, the COVID-19, which has hit and has spread around the world. Therefore, physically and direct distribution is not allowed on the recommendation of the government, and also UiTM. Respondent have given sufficient time to complete the questionnaire, and the respondent did not have to state their name on the questionnaire in order to for the further ensure confidentiality and anonymity. Okay, the methodology for the data analysis for the both objective I use independent t-test. There is the result for the demographic profile. As you can see, for the gender, the frequency for the male is 106 and the female is 155, 154. Sorry. Okay, for the ages, I choose from 18 years old to 21 and above. For the level of educational, there is 2 degree and diploma. The percentage of diploma that is answer my the questionnaire is 39.2%, and for the degree is 60.8%. This result for my RO1, there is to differentiate the preference of communication in leadership between genders. For the man, the mean score for the man is 4.17, and for the female is 4.13, and the standard deviation for the male is 0.663, and for the female is 0.660. The T value for this RO is 0.519, and the P value is 0.604. And this is the result for my RO2. As you can see, for the diploma, mean score is 4.50, and the degree is 4.31. The standard deviation of for the diploma is 0.405, and for the degree 0.554. The T value is 2.92, and the P value is 0.005. Discussion for the RO1 is the male mean score is 4.17, show highly higher than the female mean score, which is 4.13. The result of the differential between genders show that the p value is 0.605, that is higher than 0.05, and the null hypothesis was failed to reject, and there is no significance between male and female genders. Okay, for the discussion for the RO2, comparison between diploma and degree student level of differentiate on community of in leadership between the student level is diploma mean score is 4.50, show higher than the mean score of the degree, that is 4.31. The result for the RO2 is term show that p value is less than 0.05. There is the null hypothesis was failed to reject, and there is significant difference between student and degrees, diploma and degrees students. In the conclusion, the title of my research is the preference of communication in leadership among FSR UiTM FSR student. For the result, as you can see, the first objective of my research is to differentiate between the gender. There is no significance between male and female, and for the student level, to see the differentiate preference of communication in leadership among student level is there is a significant difference. For the further study can be done by other researcher to see whether there is another result, to see there is changes in genders on the communication in leadership, and also to see whether the significant differentiate between the student degree and student diploma and degree, there is a different or not. That's all from me. Thank you.